To those of you joining us today, thank you for watching the Woburn Spotlight. I'm your host, Tyler Gates, here to bring you some positivity by talking to those in town making big strides for the greater good. Today I'm fortunate to have with me a repeat guest, Ashley Tebow, who is the director of Wellsprings Village, a division of Country Club Heights, Brightview, correct?
Yes, it's our memory care.
That was a mouthful for me, but I wanted to make sure to get it out correctly.
Yep, that's our memory care. A lot of different places have different names for it, and Brightview decided to go with Wellspring Village, and honestly, I think it's a great name.
I like it as well. 5 years we're coming up on, and that's one of the main reasons we're getting together today, but not to jump right ahead. Why don't we start by anyone that hadn't seen the last video with you and Camille on, talking a little bit about both divisions of Country Club Heights. Why don't we just talk a little bit about you and what brought you to Wellspring and Wellspring in general? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, dive on in.
So Wellspring Village is our memory care. Within that, we have activities. We have trained CNAs and home health aide who do the ADL care. We have nurses on site for most of the day. Overnights, we don't have nurses, but again, we have our CNAs and our home health aides who are trained, who are able to evaluate situations and make the decision that a nurse would be able to make. Day to day, but the activities that we provide, I mean, it's anywhere from bingo all the way to pet therapy. We recently got a guinea pig, so we're very excited to be doing activities with her.
What's her name?
Peanut.
Oh, that's priceless.
Yes, she's adorable.
That's awesome.
She loves lettuce, so if anybody wants to drop off lettuce, feel free.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a great community. We do a lot of different things revolving around music, art, families. We have family events at least once a month, so we try to get everyone together. And through those events, we're able to create support systems that otherwise families may not have. That's
interesting. I know this disease and Alzheimer's and dementia has touched my family, and that's why I was excited to have you come back on anytime you guys want to talk about this. I'm happy to get that word out because it touches a lot of lives. The people affected by it, the family, and the community. As a whole. So I'm really excited to dive in a little bit more into that. Yeah, but you have quite an expertise in the industry prior to even coming over to Country Club Heights. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I started out in adult day health field, and I was there for about 6 years. And now I've been with Brightview Country Club Heights for 1.5 years or so. So closer to 10 years at this point.
Yes.
Which it's crazy to think about, but it's been a long time.
So you guys are working on two kind of major milestones right now, the Purple Table, which is more of an ongoing project, and then your 5-year anniversary. Before we dive into the 5-year anniversary and spend some time there, do you mind reminding us a bit about Purple Table and what it looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Purple Table is an opportunity for a person living with dementia and their loved one to come and have a fine dining experience. A lot of people become afraid to go out into the community because their loved one may have social anxiety, they may not answer appropriately, they may need to get up and walk in the middle of a meal. Our associates are trained to handle that and deal with those behaviors so that they're able to enjoy those dinners again. Going out to dinner has always been a big part of our culture, including the people who are living with us now. So you don't have to be a resident to enjoy the Purple Table. What it is it's a discreet purple table mat that we have down just to let the server know this is somebody who has a memory impairment and their loved one. So just to go that extra mile with the patience and everything else that comes along with a fine dining experience.
How would somebody make a reservation? And I believe you guys are on a short pause for Purple Table. Is that correct, or is that Memory Cafe?
The Memory Cafe.
Okay, so Purple Table people can schedule at any time.
Yep.
How would they do so?
So they would call our community and speak with Camille.
Okay.
Camille Shiamatara. She is our community sales director. She's the one she does ask a few questions just to try to get to know the person a little bit better. With that, we have 2 menus. We have a menu that's a worded menu, and then we also have a photo menu for those who can't read any longer. So we do try to make it a little bit easier for everybody.
That's
so
nice.
by getting those questions answered, we can already be 10 steps ahead of what the person may need.
That's very helpful, especially when you're coming into what isn't a familiar situation, at least, right?
Right.
So, I mean, how many people are utilizing it at this point? It sounds, last time we talked, I think the program was something you really need to get the word out there for.
Yep, we're still getting the word out. Now that the holidays are over, we anticipate an influx of people coming in. So we're hoping people will utilize this. You coming through our door does not mean, oh, you know what, you need to live here, come see X, Y, and Z, I want to give you a tour. If you want a tour, that's great. Otherwise, it's really all about you, your loved one, and just having a nice dinner with one another and connecting with one another. It can be a private aid with the person who has the memory impairment. It could be a spouse, a child, anything like that. We do keep the reservations to two people. The reason being is we're in assisted living. We have a lot of residents, thankfully, so that's a good thing on our end. So there's not too much room, but also overstimulation at one table can be a lot for somebody. So we do try to stick with the one-to-one.
That's a really good point. I just can imagine being there, or what that might look like. I know my family back over the holidays went out to the Chinese restaurant, which is a happening place in our town, like many, and just the noise alone is almost overstimulating for somebody that's going through something like that.
Yep. And if somebody is still overstimulated within our dining room, we do have a couple of other places where they can be seated.
Okay.
They are private, they're secluded, but the server would know to come and check on them frequently.
Right.
It's not just fend for yourselves now that you're sitting in this area, but that is something that we went over in depth when I had done the training with our servers, our dining service director, as well as our dining room manager. So they're all aware that there are other places that people can sit if it's needed.
So how do you qualify somebody, or is it more of, you call us, we're willing to serve you, or is there a certain level of memory loss that is needed? I'm just not aware of that.
Nope, there's basically, it's people who are in need. So it can be somebody with visual loss who doesn't like going out to dining areas. Maybe they feel uncomfortable, maybe it's a newly diagnosis of something. I mean, it could be a little bit of anything.
Okay.
Somebody with PTSD, hearing loss, anything like that, we're able to accommodate.
You're really able to accommodate that. And I'm glad I asked that. It really seems to open it up actually a lot more than I expected.
Exactly. Yeah, and being in assisted living, again, people get afraid that once you're there, we try to hook you in, but really it's just a community service that we're trying to do.
That is really nice. That is really nice. So let's shift gears just briefly.
Sure.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about, the anniversary coming up. Maybe even a few things you've done over the past and things you're excited about into the future.
Absolutely. So our 5-year anniversary it was actually in December, but with the holidays, we decided to push it out to January. Right? So next Thursday, January 31st, we are having our huge anniversary party. It's an open community event. We do ask for reservations just so we have enough food. We're not going to cut anybody off.
we want to make sure there's enough food.
Exactly. It's from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and it is a drop-in event. You don't have to stay the whole time. You can come for 5 minutes. You can come for an hour. You can stay the whole time. And what I'm most excited about is for every person who walks through that door, Brightview Country Club Heights is donating $10 to the Alzheimer's Association. So to me, that's a big deal. Not only are we getting people to come in and see Wellspring Village at Country Club Heights, meet the associates behind all of the hard work that we do, meet our residents, they're also able to contribute without even having to open up their own wallets. So I mean, it's a win-win all the way around, not to mention free food and drink.
It is a win-win. I'm going. There's a $10 donation. I'm excited. Every dollar really does help.
Absolutely.
It's impactful stuff.
It is, yeah. So we're very excited for it.
What should we expect? Is there an agenda from 4:30 to 6:30, or is it really loose feel? Show up, pop in, say hello to your neighbors.
Yep, pop an event, come in, see me, say hello. Don't see me, that's fine. Just come in.
You're funny. Informal though in nature.
Absolutely. Yep. There's no schedule, there's no agenda. It's really just come in, have a drink. We'll have signature drinks, we'll have wine, beer, we have great appetizers that our dining service director, Barry Green, he came up with a great menu. So again, it's going to showcase our dining as well, so people can get a feel of our food, because a lot of us, if we decide to go into an assisted living, or people are interested in assisted living, the first thing we hear is, what's the food? Is it like hospital food? Is it home food?
I could see that being a top priority.
It is absolutely the biggest factor, I find.
Really?
Between safety, the nurses, CNAs, and that stuff, food is really...
Skilled care food, they're both up
Absolutely.
on people's
Yep.
top of mind at least.
Mom and dad won't come unless the food is good. What's your menu? So usually that's one thing that Camille has for them ready is what the menu is. She'll
really?
invite them to lunches, dinners, that type of thing.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So in your year and a half at Wellspring Village,
Mm-hmm.
are there any rollouts or projects or day-to-day activities even that you've seen or experienced or brought to the table at Brightview that you've really been passionate about or excited about?
Right now it's the Purple Table.
Oh.
The biggest project that I've had is the Purple Table. Brightview as a whole, they've come up with the Mind and Music program.
Okay. Do you mind elaborating on that?
No, not at all.
I feel like I heard about that, but I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing.
No, it is a great program. This rolled out last January. Every person who comes to Wellspring Village gets an individualized playlist through Amazon Music.
I didn't know the name, but I heard about that.
No,
that's so
okay.
cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. People who, no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You put the song on and all of a sudden they're able to sing along. They're able to, oh, you know what, this was my wedding song. This was my first dance at prom. The things that they come up with and the things that they remember is amazing. So before they come up to Wellspring, we ask all families to fill out this list. That way we have the music ready for them. It helps with challenging behaviors, getting ready in the morning. We can just put on some music, and we can also make it very individual to the point that they can wear headphones as they're sitting there listening to the music. Maybe they don't want to be alone, they want to be around people, but they just need to be grounded by something.
A very short personal story from my family. That inspiration led me to buying one of those little Amazon Echo Dot or Alexa things for Christmas for my family. And I set up a small playlist for my dad. And I will say Christmas Day, he hummed and sang for about 6 hours. And it was one of the coolest things. Like we hadn't experienced that in quite some time.
Yep.
Singing along with him and my mom's favorite songs, Canon and D. It was something to see.
It's amazing, especially people who are nonverbal or maybe will say one or two words. To hear them start humming or actually singing a song it's life-changing.
It really is.
Yeah,
It was powerful.
It means so much to us, and we know how much it means to the families. So whenever that's happening, we try to get a quick video. Sometimes by the time my camera gets out, it's done.
Yeah, no, that's the reality of it. Yeah.
But ultimately, we're doing everything to try to include the families. We know that the families can't be there 24/7. That's what we're here for. But we still try to share those little moments with all of our families as well.
Yes, I didn't mean to take you on a sidetrack, but that was something that was really powerful for us, and I know a lot of other families appreciate that too. So any other really cool or unique? I mean, those two right there, powerful, real powerful. But anything else on the top of your mind that you did over the last year and a half that you'd like to share today? Really,
revamping the program as a whole, making it my own. Without my associates, there would not be me. So everyone who's there are there for the right reasons. Anybody who's been added are there for the right reasons. So we hope that you're getting that family atmosphere. That's what I'm most proud of, and that's what I'm hoping really reflects when people walk through the door. Whether you move into Wellspring Village or not, I just want people to be able to feel that, and that's what I'm very passionate about. Is the family atmosphere.
You can see that.
Yeah.
So you've been working on that, and it's like I said, I've only known Brightview for probably about a year, maybe a little longer, but not as involved. And so I've started to see that, and I'm sure that will take more time to continue to work into the process. But
it's never ending.
No, it isn't, is it? But any exciting things that you expect to see or change or over the next couple of years moving forward?
I mean, 2019's early.
Right.
I'm trying to get more associate input. Right now, there's nothing on my agenda.
That's okay. Just curious, right?
Yeah. As far as activities go, as for me, I'm trying to get out more into the community, just getting my face known around Woburn. People can become more comfortable with me. Just knowing me, stopping in, saying hello, whatever it might be. But that's my main goal for 2019.
That's a great goal. I'm glad I asked, because this will be a good platform to hopefully have people reach out and say hello. Before, we'll leave it at the end too, but this is a great point to, whatever information or contact information, if somebody says, I want to reach out to Ashley, what's the best way to do so?
Our community phone number. It's a general phone number. Morgan will most likely answer.
She answered today when I called. She's the best too.
So Morgan will most likely answer. You just ask to speak to myself or whoever you're looking for, and she'll transfer you right over.
Do you know the number off the top of your head? If you don't, that's okay.
I do. 781-935-4686. 4094.
Wonderful. We'll have them throw that up on the screen.
Thought you were going to trick me, but I got it.
Oh, no, it wasn't supposed to be a trick. It wasn't supposed to be a trick. Okay, so if people, even in the community, want to, learn more about Brightview, even if they're a business, or, they think they might be able to collaborate or partner well with you on something, reach out, say hello.
Absolutely.
Come on Thursday, the 31st.
Thursday the 31st, and then also February 7th, we have a joint event, a joint networking event. This is more for professionals.
Okay.
But it'll be at Cafe Escadrille, and you can call us and get more information about that as well. Again, it's professional based, so just trying to make those connections within the community.
Okay. I think I RSVP'd for that one too. Well, good. I know we have a little bit more time together today. Really, I know we were trying to highlight the anniversary. Is there anything more you want to really speak to on the anniversary, how to get people involved, what you're thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be a great time, and I know I keep saying that, but I'm so excited about it that I can't wait to kind of see the end result of it. There's been a lot of planning behind the scenes. Our residents are helping to make some of the centerpieces. So again, it's another joint effort. It's just there to celebrate our associates and the residents who have made us who we are. 5 years is huge.
It is.
And I feel like people don't realize that Country Club Heights has a memory care, but we have, might be biased, but we have a great memory care. So we just want people to see that and just get used to the term memory care and see that memory care is not end of life, is not end of days. There's still so much life to live. We go to equestrian farms. That'll be in some of the photos that you'll see.
Yeah.
We went apple picking. That'll be in some of the photos. I mean, all of the photos that we had chosen are all highlights throughout the past year and a half that our residents were able to take part in. So again, memory care is not the end. You still have so much life to live, and that's what I really want to showcase, and I'm hoping that comes through at our anniversary party.
I bet it will. I have a feeling it will. You guys put a lot of emotion and passion into what you do, and you can definitely feel it. And your residents do too. Your residents do too. I was lucky enough to take a tour.
We have a happy crew up there.
Yes.
Most days.
Everyone's got their days. Memory issues or not, everyone's got their moments, right?
Absolutely.
So how can, I'm a business professional in town. I'm coming on probably the 31st and the 7th. But I want to know, how can I get more involved? And we really didn't talk a little bit about that ahead of time, so if you want to think a little bit on that and come back to me, that's okay. But is there any way a business owner might be able to get more involved with him or herself?
It really all depends on what way we're thinking.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll have volunteers come in, but with that there has to be training regardless if you're with somebody.
Very fair.
So networking events, we come in, just support us. That would absolutely be helpful.
Okay.
Yep. Getting our name out there, we'll get your name out there, trying to create a partnership.
Okay.
Different things like that. And I mean, the possibilities could be endless. It would just kind of depend on what people are looking for.
Okay.
But I'm always looking to build new relationships, new partnerships, all that.
Okay. And if we could speak to maybe the families of somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia for a second, any maybe one or two tidbits, takeaways, or thoughts of the day that you might be able to leave them with? Take
time for yourself. That is the biggest stressor that I see, is that people, regardless if they're living in assisted living or not, a lot of families don't tend to take time for themselves, especially when they're the sole caregiver. They feel guilty. They feel as though that they can't let this loved one go because years ago they promised that they would never let one another go to a nursing home, an assisted living, whatever it may be. 50 years ago compared to today, it's a much different world. And what we didn't realize 50 years ago was how much of a toll it takes on a person, and it's okay to reach out for help. You're not a bad person. We try to help you with the guilt, but we can't take the guilt completely away. But what you need to focus on is the safety and the health of the person living with dementia. And then on the same token, you need to see those two things in yourself as well. So if you start seeing your health taking a decline, because there is a lot of stress in it, and it's okay to admit, and it's okay to feel, you need to start taking time for yourself and reaching out to your local resources for help. Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that, because I can definitely see it in the families that I know are touched by this. So Yeah, I would say that that's the biggest takeaway I've learned, is trying to help families through the guilt, through everything. I mean, it's just a huge process and a big undertaking, and it's not fair for one person to have to do that alone.
Well, thank you for that thought. That's definitely powerful to leave the viewers with.
Absolutely.
So, come on out, January 31st.
Yes.
Brightview Country Club, Rehabilitation Way, right off Cambridge Road in Woburn, between the golf course and Whole Foods.
Yes.
I know because I can see you pretty much from my office. A $10 donation will be made, to the Alzheimer's Association just for showing up. If somebody wants to come, you do ask that they RSVP, just for food's sake, right? Not for
Yes.
space sake. Do you want to give us that number one more time where they can do so?
Sure. It's 781-935-4094.
Perfect. And if they're feeling ambitious and they might be a potential business partner or looking to collaborate, Cafe Escadrille, February 7th. Call. I don't have as much information on that today, but they can call Morgan and learn a little bit more, right? Is that fair?
Yep, Morgan, and she'll probably send you through to Camille, and she'll be able to give you the rundown.
Awesome.
Yep.
Is there anything that I'm missing that you want to make sure our viewers take home with them today?
I don't think so. I think we've covered on everything.
We really have.
And I greatly appreciate you allowing me to have another chance here.
Well, I appreciate what you do for your residents and the community, so thank you.
Absolutely.
And anytime that you want to come out and spread this message, I'm happy to help.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching today's show with Ashley. Remember, we all have one life to live. Let's all do our part. I'm your host, Tyler Gates. Join us again next time for another episode of the Woburn Spotlight.